Yes, a very good morning to all of you. Right, so we completed with our discussion regarding the audit report yesterday, right, wherein we started with our discussion on SA 706, right. We'd already completed with SA 700 and 705, right, which was regarding the basic elements of the audit report, forming of the opinion, and the modifications. And then we came to 706, which is regarding the emphasis of matter paragraph and the other matter paragraph in the independent auditor's report, right. So anything which is already there in the financial statements, the auditor want to emphasize on that in his audit report. He wants to bring the user's attention to that matter without modifying his opinion. Then that he can do by way of the emphasis of matter paragraph, right. So what do we say? Anything which is fundamental to the user's understanding, right? So that can be put in the audit report by way of the emphasis of matter paragraph. Okay, right. Then what did we say? Whenever you put this paragraph in the report, what should be the heading of that paragraph? Emphasis of matter. Second, you need to give a clear reference as to where the related information can be found in the financial statements. And third, you need to specifically mention over there that our audit opinion is not modified in respect of the matter being emphasized. Had we wanted to modify our opinion, we would have gone to SA 705 and not come to 706. Okay, right. If it is anything related to the financial statements, then emphasis of matter. If it is anything related to the audit or the auditor's report or the auditor's responsibilities, and you think that it is relevant to the user's understanding, then it comes under the other matter paragraph. And what should be the heading of this paragraph? The other matter paragraph. Okay, right. What about the placement of the emphasis of matter and other matter paragraph? What does the standard say? SA 706, as deemed appropriate, right. So as such, there is no fixed location for these paragraphs, but generally what did we say? The title, addressee, opinion, basis for opinion, MUGC, that is the material uncertainty related to going concern, then the emphasis of matter, key audit matter, other matter, then the other information of 720, then management's responsibility, auditor's responsibility, other reporting responsibilities, and then you have the signature, place, and the date. Right, so that was like the full final total contents of the audit report over there. Right, so that was emphasis of matter and other matter. So how do you decide? Is it fundamental? Okay, then emphasis of matter. Is it relevant? Then other matter. Can I give a reference to the financial statements? Yes, then emphasis of matter. No reference to financial statements can be given, then other matter. And obviously in both cases, emphasis of matter, other matter, your opinion should not be modified in respect of that matter. If you want to modify, then you go to 705. Okay, so that was SA 706. Okay, then we have one more matter now which can come in the audit report, which is your cream, right? Cream, right? Which is it? It is your, yes, it's your CAM, right? That's the key audit matters, right? The areas which troubled you the most, right? The most troublesome, dangerous, what you say, very, very torturous areas in the audit, right? So what does it say? Those can be considered to be the key audit matters, right? So what is the definition of key audit matters? Key audit matters are those matters. Which matters? Those matters which in the auditor's professional judgment, okay, auditor thinks so, okay, they were of the what? They were of the, yes, they were of the most significance in the audit of the financial statements of the current period, right? So they were the most significant. They were like the chief guest of our audit. And then what do we say? These key audit matters are selected from the matters communicated to TCWG. Right, so that's first the definition of the key audit matters. Then we discussed, okay, why? What is the purpose of communicating key audit matters, right? So we said it enhances the communicative value of the audit report. It assists the intended users in understanding the auditor's judgment, and it assists the intended users in understanding the entity. And it helps you to better understand how the auditor has done the audit. It helps you better understand the entity whose financial statements and audit report you are seeing. right? So that is what does it say? That's the purpose of communicating CAM, right? Then what does it say? What is not a CAM? And that we say that key audit matter, scope of this essay, what is not covered in a key audit matter. So we said key audit matter is NOT. It is not a substitute for disclosures in accordance with the AFRF. It is not a substitute for a modification to the audit opinion. It is not a substitute for a material uncertainty related to going concern, or it is not a separate opinion on the individual matters. Right? This is what is not a key audit matter. Right. Then after that it says auditor. How do you give the description of the key audit matter? You have to write down two things. Okay. One, why are you saying that this is a key audit matter? Right. What is so great about it? Right. And second, now that you are saying that it is a key audit matter, how did you audit it? What are the audit procedures, right, which you perform for that particular matter? Right, so that is why and how is how you have to give the description of the key audit matter. Right, then what does it say? If there are no key audit matters other than the qualified opinion or the adverse opinion or the MUGC, then you need to specifically mention that there are no key audit matters except for the qualified adverse or the MUGC paragraph. Because whenever I issue qualified, whenever I issue adverse, or whenever I give the MUGC, the material uncertainty related to going concern, that itself is a key audit matter. So others might be there or they may not be there. Okay, then very important question, determining key audit matters, right? So when the case study comes in the exam, this is generally what you need to write in your answer. Okay, how did you decide? How did you take the decision? Like, this is a key audit matter, right? So what does it say? For it to be a key audit matter, it has to be a matter of the most significance. What will be of most significance in my audit? The higher assessed RMM or the SR, that is the significant risk, or significant auditor judgment has been involved in checking or even evaluating the management judgment, or any significant event or transaction that has taken place during the period. At basis of that, you can say determine that this is a key audit matter. Right. Then you also need to determine the matters of the most significance. Okay, how much is the importance of the matter to the intended users? Then what interaction did you have with the management regarding this particular matter? Right, then what was the extent of the audit effort which was required? What was the difficulty in applying the audit procedures? What are the accumulated uncorrected misstatements? Is it the matter regarding any nature of any accounting policy? Right, then whether it is related to the control deficiencies or a combination of the several deficiencies put together. Right, so that is determining matters of the most significance. And then you know that this is a key audit matter, but still what you are doing, not telling anyone that this is a key audit matter. It is a key audit matter. Okay, what we had studied in scope, ke wo to key hai hi nahi, but ye to key hai, but still, why? Because law regulation says, or the adverse consequences of doing so will outweigh the public interest benefits of such communication, right? So one of the very important discussion over there regarding the key audit matters, right? So key audit matter can be a matter which is related to the modification of opinion, or it could be not related to the modification of opinion. So if I'm modifying my opinion for contingent liability, it is a key audit matter. I'm not modifying my opinion, say, for a contingent liability, but it was very difficult for me to audit that, then also it can be a key audit matter. And then we studied what? Key audit matter can be a matter most often related to the financial statements, but it can also be related to other than the financial statements, like IT systems, change in the IT system, or a new IT system implemented during the year. Auditor had to put lot of effort in doing the audit, right? So can that also come under the key audit matter? Yes, it can come under the key audit matters. And then what did we say? Can it so happen that a particular matter is coming under both? It is coming under emphasis of matter also and under the key audit matter also. Or is it like, nahi, aise do jagah nahi aane ka, only one place you can come? Can it come that the same matter is coming under the emphasis of matter paragraph and also coming under the key audit matter paragraph? Is that possible? Yes. Can it come in any one? Yes. Can it come in both? Yes. So you have one matter which you only put in key audit matter but not in EOM. You have another matter which you put only in EOM and you've not put it in your CAM. Or there is a matter which you find it to be so important and so fundamental that you put it in your CAM also and you put it in your EOM also. Right, so that was our entire discussion. And then we discussed our diamond chart of SA 570, which is the going concern and the audit report. What did we say? Going concern, whether the assumption is appropriate. Where it is appropriate, then it says no special paragraph. But where going concern assumption is appropriate, but the material uncertainty exists and the adequate disclosures have been made in the financial statements, then unmodified opinion with the MUGC. Then second one, no adequate disclosures in the financial statements. Then in that case, what do we say? Qualified or the adverse. Management is unwilling to do the assessment. Then again, consider the implications on the audit report. And last one, going concern assumption is inappropriate. Galat hai. They are not going, they are gone. And they have prepared accounts on going concern, but actually they should have prepared them on the realization basis, right? So that is the inappropriate. So in that case, auditor, you will issue an adverse opinion saying that the financial statements do not give a true and fair view. Right, so very important. Most of the times in the exam, we see a question from SA 570 and all the bad news. Key managerial personnel has left, no bank is ready to give the finance, and then after that they are not able to pay the salary, and then some demand has come from the various authorities and so, and there is no sound action plan, and this fact has not been disclosed in the financial statements. So that tells you, okay, it is a question regarding the going concern. And then you have to simply do one work. Identify whether it is situation 1, situation 2, situation 3 or situation 4. Yes, okay, whether going concern assumption is appropriate, there is a material uncertainty, management has made the adequate disclosures, then unmodified opinion with MUGC. Management has not made the adequate disclosures, then qualified or adverse. Management is not willing to do the assessment, then consider the implications on the audit report. And if you think a going concern assumption is inappropriate, in that case you need to issue the adverse opinion, right? And we saw a huge question bank over there, like Sun Moon Limited, Joy Limited, Circus Company, Elephants and all of that, right? Peanut butter, milk butter, right? So many of the questions we studied regarding the SA 570. Right, clear all of you? And then after that, we also started our journey on the huge question bank of the 700 series, right? So 700, 701, 705 and 706, right? We studied, had a look at all the questions, and we noticed that drafting questions are coming in the exam. By mistake, any of the students, have you written the answers? I told you, write down one drafting answer for qualified, adverse and disclaimer. Did anybody? It will be like a pleasant surprise for me. Okay, oh wow, amazing. Like I can't believe it. Something unbelievable. Right? Any of the students? Yes? Is it like ठान के रखिए कि नहीं सुनने का है ना ऐसे एकदम? No. If we are told so, then we don't do only. So on our own, so we don't do. But when we are told also, we don't do. Right? Anybody of you? Right? Did you open the audit book after the class? More easier question. Right? Did you open the book? Okay, right. So that's what we need to consider over there. All the drafting for the qualified opinion, the adverse opinion and the disclaimer of the opinion. Right. So what's going to be our agenda for today? We will complete with our question bank of the 700 series. Then after that, we'll also look at a few questions from the consolidated financial statements. Then come to the discussion on 710, 720 so that it's a complete done of the 700 series, and then move on to the 800 series, right? So now our target is like 7A, then 7B, we'll come to that part of the chapter later, but then 8, 9, 10, 11, right? That's what we target first. Okay, right? So are we good? Right? Absolute, like, they are maintaining pin drop silence over there, right? All of you, all good? Right, let's complete with our question bank for the 700 series. We were left with these last two questions over there, and then after that we need to look into the CFS and then again come back to the 710 and 720. Okay, right, so what does this question say? It's in the RTP, right, yet to be asked in the exam, so we call it as the waiting list question. Okay, how does the inclusion of a EOM paragraph in the audit report differ from the disclosure of the key audit matter? Yes, because what did I tell you? When I put that matter in the key audit matter, then what do I write down regarding that matter? Okay, why it is a key audit matter and what are the audit procedures? How did we address? And when the same matter I write it in the emphasis of matter, what do? I give a reference to note number, say 19, and I say our opinion is not modified in respect of this matter. Right, so here I'm not writing down my audit procedure. Here I'm not writing that why it is the important matter. I'm just giving a reference and saying that our opinion is not modified. But here I write down, okay, why it is a key audit matter and how it has been addressed. Right, so the nature of these two paragraphs is absolutely different. Right, the nature of these two paragraphs is absolutely different. So can it so happen that a particular matter like CAM and EOM, it is coming in CAM as well as in EOM? Yes. Can it come in any one? Yes. Yes. Can it come in any one of them also? Yes. Right, so I told you this is a very important chart we should be knowing. Okay, any matter, first you need to check whether that matter is it leading to a modification of opinion. Then you come to 705 and you decide qualified, adverse or disclaimer. See, the matter is not relating to any modification, but it is related to the financial statements or it is related to the audit. And if it is related to the financial statements, it is fundamental to the user's understanding. Then you put it under the emphasis of matter paragraph. Right, if it is relevant to the user's understanding, then you put it under the other matter paragraph as per 706. Right, and then you need to check whether the matter is a matter of the most significance in the audit of the financial statements of the current period. Right, so now what did we say? The matter could be related to the financial statements or not related to the financial statements. The matter could be where the auditor is modifying, right? That means he's issuing qualified, adverse, or he's putting the MUGC paragraph, or it may not be relating to the modification of the opinion. But you select this matter from the matters which you communicate to the TCWG. Right, you select it from there. Right, so that's given in SA 701. Right, so this is the 6 entry points regarding how any matter can come in your audit report, right? Either by way of a modification or key audit matter or emphasis of matter or the other matter paragraph. Right, QO, AODO, key audit matter, emphasis of matter or the other matter paragraph. Okay, right, and then after that what did we say? Final total contents of the report are what? Title, addressee. Right, then after addressee you have the opinion and the basis for opinion. Is it right? Opinion and the basis for opinion. However, if it is a modified opinion, then instead of opinion I will write down modified opinion and I will write down basis for modified opinion. Right, so it could be qualified opinion, adverse opinion or the disclaimer of opinion, and then basis for qualified opinion, basis for adverse opinion, and then basis for disclaimer of opinion. Right, then after the basis for opinion paragraph, you have the MUGC, that is SA 570, if any. Right, so this is SA 705. Right, then MUGC. Right, then after that you have the key audit matters. Right, sorry, first you would generally put over here the emphasis of matter as per SA 706. Right, then the key audit matters as per SA 701. Then again the other matters as per SA 706. Right, then after that we have the other information. Right, we have the other information paragraph which we will study about in SA 720. Right, then after the other information we have the management's responsibilities. Then after the management's responsibilities, we have the auditor's responsibilities. Then after the auditor's responsibilities, we have the other reporting responsibilities and reporting on other legal regulatory requirement. And then towards the end, we have the signature, the place and the date, right? SPD, right? SPD. Right, so are you getting a holistic view of the grand total contents of the audit report? Right, everybody, did you get an idea? Right, how we started with the basic elements of the audit report in 700 and then kept on doing the additions in 701, 705 and the 706. Okay, right. So now coming to this question over here, which is regarding the relationship between the emphasis of matter and the key audit matter paragraph. Right, so where your SE 706 ka discussion gets over, right, where your 706 discussion gets over, right, there after that we have a discussion over there regarding the relationship between the the key audit matter and the emphasis of matter paragraph, right? So that's in your books on page number 7.23. Right, page number 7.23, right, which is regarding the relationship between emphasis of matter and the key audit matter, right? So again, a question not yet asked in the exam, so for us it is the waiting list question. Right, so first point of distinction, or no, it's not distinction, it's relationship, but like given like a distinction over there is what you write down the definitions of each one of them. Right, so key audit matters are the matters which are of the most significance, and this is the matter which is though already included in the financial statements. It's already there in the financial statements, but it is fundamental to the user's understanding. Okay, right, then what does it say? Read this sentence. Read this sentence. This will give you some nice understanding. Yes, can you tell me what interpretation you have after reading this sentence? This pinky point, which I have highlighted over here. You read that and tell me what interpretation do you have after reading that sentence over there? Yes, what does it say? Yes, what does it say over there? That, yes, 701 is equal to 706, or yes, okay, what is the key audit matter can also be an emphasis of matter. And a CAM is equal to EOM. So can it come in both? Yes, a matter can come in both. That is what we are saying over here. Right? Okay, can it happen that a matter is coming in both? Yes, it could be coming in both. Right? Matters that are determined to be key audit matters. So it is the key audit matter may also be in the auditor's judgment fundamental to the user's understanding. So it is the key audit matter, but it could also be fundamental. Or fundamental है तो फिर क्या करना है? You have to put it in the 706. Okay. In such a case, in communicating the matter as a key audit matter in accordance with 701, the auditor may wish to highlight or draw further attention to its relative importance. Right. So you can also put it under the emphasis of matter paragraph. Okay, right. Then it says, why do you communicate key audit matters? Right, one, it says it assists the intended users in understanding the auditor's judgment, and it assists the intended users in understanding the entity. Right, so these are 2 points which they have taken from the purpose of communicating the key audit matters. It helps you to understand the auditor judgment. It helps you to better understand the entity. Right, the key audit matters. Like yesterday for Infosys, Reliance, we came to know the estimation of oil and gas reserve, litigation, fair valuation of investments, IT systems. Right, so it says it gives you a better understanding. Okay, so that is the purpose of communicating the key audit matters. Then what might happen? No, it's all depending on the professional judgment. There is no hard and fast rule. So auditor might say, yeah, this is a matter of the most significance in the audit. So it qualifies to come under the key audit matter. Then he says, yeah, users of financial statement should know this matter. It is very, 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 very fundamental to the user's understanding. So I want to put it under the emphasis of matter also. So likewise, some 7 matters you put in emphasis, all these 7 are key by audit, and all these 7 you also put it under the emphasis of matter. It says by overdoing it, don't lose the charm of these auditing standards or these paragraphs which you're putting in the audit report. A widespread use of emphasis of matter may diminish the effectiveness of the auditor's communication about such matter. And laga important hai, dal diya emphasis mein. Thought it is important, put it. It says no. Be very choosy and selective. Like, you've been given 10 colors in front of you. Out of that, you say, oh, I like the red color. Say, nee, I like red also, yellow also, green also, blue also, orange also, purple also. Nahi. Then it's like, what do you don't like over there? Right? So it says a widespread use may diminish. So use of emphasis of matter paragraph is not a substitute for a description of a key audit matter. So left side ne kya bola? कि in addition to key audit matter, it could also be a fundamental. Now right hand side is saying what? If you put it under emphasis of matter, that is not a substitute for giving it as a key audit matter. So again, what we are reaching a conclusion to, even though if it is an emphasis of matter, can it also come as a key audit matter? Yes. Right? And then there may be a matter that is not determined to be a key audit matter. Right? So it is not a matter of the most significance in the auditor's judgment, but it could be fundamental to the user's understanding that it's not a CAM, it is only an EOM. And if the auditor wants to draw the attention to such matter, then that can be done by way of the emphasis of matter paragraph. Right. And then after that, we have the last point over there. The communication of key audit matters in the audit report may also provide the intended users a further basis to further engage with the management TCWG about the matter, right, related to the entity, the financial statements, or the audit that was performed. So it gives you a basis to further engage with the management TCWG. Okay, why this is a key audit matter, then how we did the audit of that matter. And then when you're presenting the matter more prominently than the other matters, right, in the key audit matter section, or by including additional information in the description of the key audit matter to indicate the importance of the matters to the user's understanding. What does that mean? Okay, say you have the key audit matters and you have the emphasis of matter. Okay, say your key audit matter is regarding the contingent liability, your emphasis of matter is regarding the revenue recognition, and then you have one, key audit matter which is regarding the related parties, and it is also in the emphasis of matter. Right, so one is different and this one is same. It is CAM also, it is EOM also. So obviously, if there is one matter which I am putting in both the paragraph, it would be relatively more important than the other matters which I am putting in those respective paragraph. It's this something more greater, no? Because it's getting a place in CAM also, it is getting a place in the EOM also. So it says to convey its relative importance, you can put it first. So because that's say this matter is also going to come in your EOM, and now in your CAM you're writing 5 matters. So this common matter, it says you put it first in your CAM so that it conveys its relative importance. Right? So may do so by presenting the matter more prominently or by giving more information regarding that matter. Right? So that's the question. No surprise if I see a question on this one.